still beats.
So one of my subscribers came up with the idea to create a video about this, and being an eFootball gamer that plays both mobile and console, I decided to get into it and explain to you the pros and cons of using possession game playstyle and long ball counter. Let's be honest, they are two of the most powerful playstyles in the game, and you can get a lot from both as long as you know how to use it to your advantage. I am going to go deep in these playstyles one by one, and I'll give you extensive details on when to use it and their weaknesses. So stay with me, let's get into it. When I use possession game, I am focused on controlling the ball, moving with it patiently with defenders and midfielders to create gaps in the opponent's defense. What I am doing is transitioning the ball gradually through build-up from the back to my attackers by using gaps in space that I get from my opponent's defense while keeping possession most of the time. The best scenario to use it is when you have players with good and sharp passing and you want to dominate tempo and frustrate opponents. So, most of the time, your opponent can't get the ball off you because you are keeping possession with sharp passes among midfielders and forwards. Formations you should use would be formations like 4-3-3, as this gives you balanced control across all areas on the pitch. For -2-3-1, this gives you the triangle structure in midfield, and you are able to make plays like tiki-taka to progress play and attack. You can also use 3-5-2, which gives you wide options plus more men in the middle to control the game. If you are not solid using back 3, I wouldn't advise you to go for it. When you are playing with possession game, you should focus on using normal short passes and through balls to exploit gaps in defense. This is important as this is what this playstyle entails. It's basically like your superpower that you get to use to make threats and get your goals. Your midfielders will also constantly be working moving the ball from one side of the pitch to the other. Make it a habit to also switch flanks so you can drag the defenders to be able to create space. Also, very important, don't force passes that might likely not work out. You can't go on using a playstyle like possession game and you keep losing possession. When you are marking, ensure you engage your midfielders to press, as you have the numerical advantage to press hard. This is where double man marking comes in. It's safer when you use this at your forward line or in the midfield to aggressively win the ball. You would have to strategic with it when using it in your own defense, and it means you might unknowingly create space where you didn't mean to. Now for the weaknesses that come with using possession game. Your opposition could always get you with counterattacks, as those are swift. So, try to manage that and use a formation that balances counters. Another weakness is that when you go against a strong press, your passes might be frustrating you if they are not definite and precise. You might end up rage quitting because of this. You are trying to make a line-breaking pass, and it couldn't get through because of the high press. Lastly, you would need to be able to handle 1v1s. This is really necessary if you have wingers. They would need to get the ball to your forwards so you can get the goals. So, I recently got into long ball counter after getting used to playing possession game and quick counter all my life, and I have to say it is one of the most underrated playstyles in the game. When using long ball counter, you absorb pressure from your opposition and strike quickly with long passes or through balls to fast attackers. It is a vertical fast break play style. You should want to use it when your opponent sits deep, you have fast forwards or a good target man, or even your opponent presses aggressively leaving space behind, like I explained in possession game. This would get you quick transitions from defense to attack. You would be able to exploit speed and space behind defense and maximize on breaks with minimal touches. The formations you should go for if you use this playstyle are 4-3-1-2. This gives you 2 forwards to run behind defense. You can also go for 4-4-2, as this is the best counter shape you can use for the playstyle. You can also go for 3-4-1-2. This gives you more men in the midfield, sacrificing your defense if you are not familiar with a back 3 system. The common similarity among these formations is the fact that there is no wing play, as most of your balls would be directed to your forwards. Using long ball counters, your defenders stay compact, midfielders drop to win second balls. At the point you win possession, you should find the fastest way to get the ball to your forwards. In this case, you would be making use of through balls and overhead passes. During marking, you would have to mark and tackle smartly so you avoid leaving gaps of space in your defense. Now for the weaknesses of using long ball counter. You might struggle with deep blocks. Parking the bus, as we football fans like to call it. The case where your opponent has all of its players sitting to defend his net. Through balls to your target man might likely get intercepted, which might look frustrating. You also get less possession with this playstyle as you feed off attack on you. Once you can stop an ongoing attack, you are able to make fast counters and get the ball to your forwards, which can be very helpful. So don't be aiming to dominate the game for 90 minutes. Another weakness is the fact this playstyle is heavily reliant on making pinpoint passes and through balls to your forwards. I can guarantee you won't always get a 10/10 pass when you make one, but that is the reason for passing-driven midfielders and defenders to help with this. So that's it with these two playstyles. For someone just starting out with eFootball, you know what you get with these playstyles and the weaknesses that come with it. Whatever playstyle you are using, the most important thing is for you to stick with and learn to play with it very well. If you want to go for possession game, you have to comfortable with build-up ball and not rely on one-on-one dribbling too much. You must not be too predictable with your passes. That is where you can get frustrated. For long ball counter, you would be sacrificing possession a lot for long balls and through passes. You would have to make use of your opponent's counter to start yours. If you do come across an opponent with deep block, you might have to switch your approach, so your attempts aren't futile. Like the video if you found all of these useful, put down your comments in the comments section about what you think, subscribe if you haven't, and don't forget to share to others that you think need this. See you in the next one. Peace.